Hey everybody, it's your boy Charles in this world. We are getting back into Original Gangsters, a book by Ben Westhoff. If you want to go ahead and purchase it, it's on Audible. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna come back with my reaction. Hit that thumbs up button, guys, and subscribe to Charles in this world and support the channel. Be back. Let's go ahead and get into this.
Kading's task force hoped Keefe D might be able to break open the Biggie case. Initially, Keefe D wasn't talking. And so in 2008, they successfully set him up on a massive PCP bust. After offering immunity, they questioned Keefe in great detail about the night at the Peterson. But he soon let them know they were barking up the wrong tree. "That wasn't us," Keefe said, soon unfurling his story about his, Orlando Anderson's, and Puffy's alleged roles in Tupac's killing. Kading's team was back at square one when it came to Biggie's murder. They attempted to resurrect an old FBI racketeering case against Death Row, seeking to tie the label to money laundering and drug trafficking. That effort was unsuccessful, but it did connect them with a key witness, the mother of one of Suge's children, named Teresa Swan, a pseudonym given to her by Kading. She, like Keefe D, was successfully leveraged for information by Kading's team, owing to possible charges against her for bankruptcy fraud and involvement in an auto theft ring. They used her to confirm a theory they had. That theory? That Suge had Biggie murdered because he believed, erroneously, that Biggie had given to the Crips the gun used to kill Tupac. Kading's team believed an associate of Suge's named Wardell Poochie Faust killed Biggie. A jailhouse letter from a gang member named Roderick Reed, whose co-defendant had been close to Suge, espoused as much. Adding fuel to the theory was that, before Biggie's murder, Suge was believed to have purchased a green Impala for Poochie, the model and color of the murder car. The investigators weren't able to talk to Reed, but they were able to turn the screws on Teresa Swan. They did so by creating a fake confession letter from Poochie, which purported to lay out his arrangement with Suge. Murder Biggie in retaliation for the killing of Tupac. The letter also implicated Swan herself as a conspirator in the crime. To make it look more authentic, we put a fake law firm letterhead and redacted out certain sections, Kading said in the murder rap documentary. They dated it April Fool's Day. Of course, getting Swan to turn against Suge was no small matter, owing both to her personal loyalty to him and his fearsome reputation. But after being assured that the department would do their best to protect her, she broke down. "What Poochie said, that's what happened," she told them. She added that, at Suge's behest, while he was behind bars, she met with Poochie to discuss the plan and arrange his payment of $13,000. Death Row security head Reggie Wright Jr. told Kading that he was correspondingly asked by Death Row's general manager about a way to get a large quantity of cash to one of Suge's female friends. Swan told investigators she attended the Peterson party, but did not witness the murder herself. Not long afterward, when she met Poochie to give him some of the money, his Impala looked like it had been repainted, she said. Poochie himself could not be part of Kading's investigation. In July 2003, he was murdered in Compton while riding his motorcycle. That case also remains unsolved. Greg Kading's task force produced compelling leads in the murders of both Tupac and Biggie. The case for Suge's involvement in Biggie's murder seemed solid, and they were attempting to link Puffy more directly to Tupac's murder as well. To do so, they were hoping to set up Puffy's associate, Eric "Zip" Martin. He was the alleged link between Keefe D and Puffy, and the man believed to have given the .40 caliber Glock to Keefe D and Orlando Anderson in Las Vegas, the same gun that killed Tupac. Since Zip was a narcotics dealer with whom Keefe D had previously done deals, the task force planned to have Keefe D try to set up a new drug deal with him. Then, with Zip's back to the wall, the thinking went he might be willing to cooperate and testify against Puffy. Zip's loyalty to Puffy likely wasn't what it once was, considering the two of them had reportedly fallen out. But it was not to be. In 2009, superiors removed Kading from the task force. He claimed it was owing to an LAPD internal affairs investigation of his work on a different case that year against grocery store chain owner George Torres. Torres's federal murder and racketeering convictions were overturned owing in part to police misconduct. The judge ruled that Kading threatened and bribed witnesses. Though Kading was ultimately cleared by internal affairs, he said he felt disenchanted about how the events surrounding the Torres case played out and retired from the department in 2010. Still, even without Kading, the Tupac and Biggie investigations could have continued. But LAPD brass put the task force on the shelf. The LAPD said we're going to take everything we have on Tupac's murder and just give that to Las Vegas PD and let them decide what they want to do for that case, Kading told me in 2016, adding that they simply reassigned the remaining Biggie investigators to work on other murders. Kading can only speculate as to why the LAPD gave up. He believes it was because his task force had debunked the cop conspiracy theory at the heart of Valletta Wallace's lawsuit, the one advanced by Russell Poole. And since the department had thus insulated itself from the lawsuit, the task force was deemed non-essential. They might also be worried, Kading speculated, that a savvy defense lawyer would play up the witness tampering charges against him to tar any case the LAPD brought. At the end of the day, he said, the LAPD no longer desired to commit the energy and resources to proving and prosecuting the cases. The fact that they failed to put to bed the biggest murders in rap history wasn't much of a concern. They just made a decision on the immediate circumstances and didn't really think, well, how do we look down the road? Kading said. I reached out to LAPD for their side of the story multiple times, through numerous channels, but did not receive a response. A spokesperson for the department told People in 2016 that they wouldn't comment on the findings of Kading's film, Murder Rap. Travesty of justice. Every year that passes, more potential leads dry up. The Biggie and Tupac murders are growing increasingly difficult to solve because the key players keep dying. In 1996, Yaki Gaddafi of the Outlaws, Tupac's childhood friend and a witness to his slaying, was murdered in New Jersey, not long after Tupac. It was deemed unrelated. In 1997, Heron, one of Suge's closest associates and one of the participants in the Orlando Anderson stomping, was killed. In 1998, alleged Tupac triggerman Orlando Anderson was killed. In 2002, Buntry and Hendog, two more of Suge's closest friends and death row employees, were killed. Buntry also participated in the Anderson stomping and was in the car that followed and exchanged gunfire with the white Cadillac following Tupac's shooting. In 2003, alleged Biggie triggerman Wardell Poochie Faust was killed. 2003 also saw the murder of Anthony Wolf Jones, Puffy's bodyguard, and the man believed by some to have murdered Suge's friend Jake Robles, whose death escalated East Coast-West Coast tensions. In 2012, Eric Zip Martin, the associate of Puffy's who allegedly provided the Glock that killed Tupac, died of natural causes. In 2013, Tupac's bodyguard Frank Alexander killed himself. Also in 2013, another Tupac bodyguard, Michael Moore, who was also in Vegas at the time of the murder, died of a drug overdose. In 2015, Russell Poole, the former LAPD investigator who alleged a massive police conspiracy in Biggie's death, died from natural causes. Also in 2015, Terrence T. Brown, who Keefe D. said drove the white Cadillac in Vegas, was killed at a medical marijuana dispensary. If this was Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra who got murdered, there would have been arrests a long time ago. Russell Poole told journalist Jeff Weiss shortly before Poole's death in 2015. This case can be solved, but needs police follow-up. There are clues sitting right in front of the police. It's a travesty of justice. Valletta Wallace's wrongful death case was dismissed in 2010. But with the news came a hopeful sign. A lawyer for Biggie's estate claimed the police's case had been reinvigorated. But Captain Kevin L. McClure of LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division dumped cold water on that theory. "It's always been considered an open investigation," he said. When asked if the police were close to catching Biggie's assailant, McClure replied, "Probably not."
Whoa. Wow, I didn't know that many people have passed on since Tupac and Biggie's death that were suspects, people that witnessed either Tupac's demise or Biggie's demise. They've all passed on. But you gotta think, that was, damn, time is flying. Those two murders happened 26, 25 years ago. So almost 30 years ago, man. And the fact that people that were involved or around or part or suspects in both of those young brothers' demise, the fact that these people are dying out, it just shows you, man, that the answers are officially about who killed these two individuals. We may not never get an answer. You know, even the people who were investigating it back in the day, they passed on. The guy Poole, he's passed on. You know, people that were key witnesses. I didn't know Zip, the drug dealer from New York, Zip Vaughn, I forgot his name, Zip. I didn't know he passed away in 2015. You know, interesting, man. What do y'all think, man? Y'all want to check it out? It's called Original Gangsters. It's on by Ben Westhoff. I'm sorry. You can check it out on Audible. But what do y'all think about what y'all just heard, man? Y'all think like they're ever gonna know who killed Tupac and Biggie? Leave it in the comments. Subscribe to Charles and Ezra. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Appreciate it.